Over the past few months, I've been helping Mario, the one product challenger, plan, create, and launch his own brand on Amazon. During this time, we've been through some ups.
It's order day!
Yeah. And we have definitely been through some downs.
$335 extra that the FBA charges would have.
He's a liar, and I no longer have trust in my supplier. I mean, I'm trying to stay calm, but if you weren't here with a camera, I'd probably be throwing stuff around.
And it's safe to say Mario has gone through a massive learning curve, so make sure you check out the previous episodes if you haven't already. In the last episode, we analysed some of Mario's image drafts for his Amazon listing, and we identified a few issues that he needed to fix. I spent some time with him course correcting some of the mistakes he's made in preparation for his stock arriving in the country. And since the last episode, Mario has launched his product, and today we're going to discuss the issues that he faced and the successes that he's had, along with, importantly, finding out how his sales have been. So, what's happened in the last 24 days?
So we have certain milestones, don't we, in the Academy? 10, 100 and beyond.
Yeah. I am so excited to bring you this episode, and I cannot wait to share his progress with you.
I've had interest from like Premier League football clubs have contacted me to ask me about using this. Yeah.
All that and more on today's episode of The One Product Challenge. Mario! You can't... Mario!
Yeah, just getting my cough out. Yeah. Just getting my cough out now.
It's fine. It's fine. We don't need to cut that out. It's part of the challenge. Mario, for anyone that doesn't know, you're the One Product Challenger. Been helping you start, launch your own Amazon FBA brand over the last few months, and this is a very important call. Right, it's a very important one, because we're able to actually share some results, which is really, really, really exciting. So without me telling everyone what happened, because I'll end up just talking about it, since the last episode, right, what has happened?
I hit the 10K mark. So I'm now a member of the Celebrate Academy 10K club. And
amazing.
I did it in a pretty quick time.
How many days did you get to the first 10K?
From the day I started selling to the day I hit 10K, it was 26 days.
Amazing. That's incredible. Congratulations. And you've now sold out?
Thank you. Completely sold out. Yeah, I'm out of stock, which is unbelievable. It's an annoying, but I guess it's a good problem to have, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think with a product price like yours, right, you want to be able to test that market, and now you've gone and ordered more units, which is like fantastic as well, and looking towards the future. So first of all, how do you feel?
I'm over the moon. So excited. I think natural trepidation before I launched, but once it started selling and I could see that there were people were actually buying it and responding really well to it, I'm just over the moon. Couldn't be happier.
We did have our ups and downs though during the week of Christmas, I think it was.
Yeah, one or two. It launched on the 20th of December, so it was.
Well, no, hang on,
it didn't a hairy time.
It didn't launch on the 20th of December. That's when you got your stock in.
Yeah.
Right.
Very true.
But what happens when the stock was, purchasable?
My images are rubbish.
Well, and why
they weren't ready?
And why, Mario, were they rubbish?
They were rubbish because you'd given me some feedback, but I hadn't acted on that feedback. I think the feedback was in the last video that we did. I hadn't acted on it in the way that I should. And actually, when it got ready, when the stock arrived in Amazon and it was available to purchase, they were not ready.
Yeah,
the images were not ready. So my listing.
The other day, I know I messaged you this. I don't think I said sorry, but I went back through our messages on WhatsApp. I'm going to throw a few of them up on screen of me just getting vexed with you and kind of kicking off. And be aware, guys, me and Mario have a good relationship. I don't think he took it too personally, but I went back and I said back to you like, man, like I looked really angry and Look like
if
an
I was a
arsehole.
more sensitive person, I would have been a bit upset, but it was fine. I understand it came from a good place. So that's good.
It did, and ultimately, it was a week of Christmas. Getting designer to do what you want was incredibly hard, but we worked through it, acted with urgency, and we had the conversation of what we're going to do. We've got a few days before Christmas. We've got this enhanced buying pressure from all the customers. What should we do? Should we just start some PPC, even though there's hardly any reviews yet? We're not really ready to launch. We're like, yeah, let's just do it, right? What's the worst that can happen? What did happen?
Well, first of all, I got my images fixed fairly quickly. So, I mean, they're a lot better now. But they started selling really quickly. And of course, we're talking a few days before Christmas. So I wasn't sure whether that was just pre-Christmas mayhem or whether that was going to be consistent through the rest of December and into January. And thankfully, actually didn't die off as I feared it might. Actually, I was selling more towards the middle and end of January than I was pre-Christmas. So yeah, it went really well. I'm really excited.
Some of the standout things that we looked at some of the data, right? Because we were helping you with PPC and making sure that you can get as many sales as possible profitably.
Yeah.
And some of the really incredible key things that we found. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but your click-through rate, so the amount of people that see your product on adverts compared to clicking it on the keyword that was driving the majority of your advertising sales was stupidly high, very high. Again, I'm not going to give the exact number, but let's say it's 4 to 5 times what's considered good, right? What's considered really good, it's 4 to 5 multitudes better than that, and that made a massive difference, I believe, on your overall success, because we were able to advertise basically with no reviews and get people clicking your listing, converting at 25%. I mean, at that point, it was incredible to see. It was really, really, really incredible to see. And for me, this just shows what you could do in the future. What does that mean to you, though?
Look, it's incredible, though. I mean, the numbers that we speak about are kind of don't really make a lot of sense unless you actually see it transfer into sales and into people actually putting money into your Amazon account. But when you see it coming through, it's crazy. But it gives me a really good opportunity, because going forward, I am confident now to put even more money into this and potentially even more, because I'm looking to grow this. This is one of the best things I've ever done, and I won't tell my wife, but I'm really excited about it. It gives me a really good opportunity to grow this into something a lot bigger than I ever could have imagined before we started. And I'm grateful to you and the rest of the academy for the help.
Amazing. I'm looking forward to it. You've been talking about getting investment, to bringing on either partners or whoever it may be, putting together pitch decks, because at the end of the day, we're speaking about numbers that are in the market quite small, right? You would consider,
yes,
it's you've scratched, the surface. You've hardly even, got beneath the waterline. There's a big opportunity for you, and looking even at your advertising spending, like under 10% on your launch. And your profit margin, even at a lowered price, is still very good. You've really got a lot of room to grow. So I'm super excited to see how the next year goes.
Yeah, thank you. And it's exciting. The order for the second batch is in, and I hope that goes just as well or better. And then, like you said, investment.
Yeah, and you've even had interest from a football team, right? Is that right?
Yeah, I won't name them, but there's a first team physio for Premier League football team contacted me about trying it out. So there's potential opportunities to explore there through some kind of sponsorship or something.
Incredible.
But yeah, we'll see how that kind of pans out over the next few months.
Yeah, it's going to be incredible. So I've got 2 questions before we finish up, right? First of all, this is the first landmark. This is 100K, right? One product challenge. So we're not done. But we have reached the first important landmark of the first 10,000 in sales. Okay, that is a nice landmark. Right, that did break up. So I'm going to ask that question again. Right, what are the standout moments of this one product challenge?
The standout moment for me, the main one, is probably the day that you came back to me. I think it was in the first or second video that we did, where you came back to me and said, "Mario, this branding looks good."
Oh yeah.
That for me was the breakthrough when I yeah. So that for me, because I found it difficult to find a product to start with, and then the branding, and I sent you a couple of examples, and they were a bit rubbish. And then when I sent over the Nordic Wave logo and the kind of ethos behind the brand, and you said, "Mario, this is actually really good," which at the time I was excited about. But as I've sent you more stuff over the next few months as we've been doing this, and pretty much all of it needed more work, the fact that you were so positive about this was revolutionary. So yeah, that is probably the standout moment for me.
Needed to get your enthusiasm going somehow. but it was, I think that for me was a standout moment as well, because RSVR
Receiver
RCVR was the first brand name. I really didn't like it. And the next day when you came back to me, it was within 24 hours, you came back with Nordic Wave. I thought, this is so much better. I know I got excited at that point. Before I was a bit worried. I then got a little bit excited. So yeah, I agree with that. It's a really good moment. If you haven't watched that video, guys, go and check it out. So the last thing is, what advice would you give to someone that wanted to follow in your footsteps?
I think the key bit of advice is to actually do it. It's one thing, finding a community and finding a course and a mentor, that part's easy, but actually doing it is really difficult. And sticking to doing the research, doing the learning, stick to it. I mean, somebody told me once about trying to do something for 2 minutes. So if you're not sure about, or if you want to, not sure if you can dedicate the time to do something, or you don't have time, or you're not sure, or whatever, try and do the research for 2 minutes, and then hopefully you'll stick to it and you'll do it for longer.
Absolutely, yeah. Try and reduce that barrier to actually, a lot of people, they worry about, I'm not going to be able to, I don't want to spend half an hour doing this or an hour. I've got all this work, this mountain I need to climb. Just focus on quick wins and remove the friction. I think that's really, really important. Taking action is one of the most important things. We see lots of people come through the academy that do nothing, right? They, like you said, that buying the course or getting the mentor or learning yourself, however it is you're going to learn, it doesn't really matter. That's not the hard bit. The hard bit is actually putting it into practice and putting your money where your mouth is, and getting the product on Amazon and taking the actions that you need to take. So yeah, I think that's incredible advice. Mario, so the next time we speak, I don't know exactly the next time we're going to speak, right? You're, of course, in Cyprus. What I would love to do is, the next time we speak, which isn't that long away, you get to the first 100K. That would be obviously the best one. But we may do one before, but I'm not quite sure. I want to thank you for participating so far. It's been incredible to see your progress. And I'm just really looking forward to, what's going to happen over the remainder of this year.
Yeah, I'm really excited, and like I've said several times on and off camera, I'm incredibly thankful to you for your support.
It's my pleasure, mate. It's my absolute pleasure. Right, that's it. That is it for this episode. I really hope you have enjoyed it. Leave a comment letting me know what you thought. Smash the like button. Make sure you're subscribed with your notifications turned on. And remember, you're just one product away. Bye-bye.